I'm going to go out and get Meringue and bring her back in and put her back in her crate and just show you the process we go through all day long. So she's out here somewhere. Oh, she's waiting at the door, but she will not come through this doorway because that's not the way we've taught her here. Good. And you know, it was the hardest to teach her for, you know, the first time on this property with all the gateways and doorways and everything. Okay, sit. So the next place she goes to, if the person does what we did here, it'll be a little bit easier at the next place. And then the third place, like her forever home, hopefully, it'll be way easier because she's already done it in 2 different households. So it's really about if the person practices, does this, then the dog will do this. So she's waiting. Okay, and of course if you're doing this, she's going to respect you. So it's all about how you handle her that makes her perceive you as either worthy of respect or her plaything, which you could easily do. Notice when I'm walking her, I'm just kind of doing circles here in the room to give me time to tell you this, but the leash isn't super long, because if the leash is long, if she does, and which is likely to happen to you because she doesn't know you yet, make a mistake, you're not going to be able to reinforce it just with a little signal, for example. So when you're going to walk her, like at the front door, make sure that you're holding it like in training mode, like this. Because if the leash is too long, you might as well really not even have a leash. Okay. But at the same time, you see how sit, leash is always loose. 99% of the time, I think, probably, the leash is loose, but we just use it just to do little signals, either tapping the brakes, a little signal to come back to us when we say C-O-M-E or something like that. So the leash is always loose. There's never struggling or anything with or pulling of her. That's why she's calming down. So you always have this door closed because you control the boundary to her most favorite place in the world, her den, where she eats. She gets her bones and chewies. She gets treats for going in there, treats for waiting when we open it up. You see how good she's waiting? Normally I wouldn't make her wait this long, but I'm just showing you what she can do. And this is the byproduct of several people every day doing it a couple of times a day with her. Goes in her crate. She loves her crate. Guess what happens? She goes in there, turns around. I come in with a little reward. This natural balance sausage she loves. I take off her stuff. Look how fast it is. You just take off their stuff. Maybe if you want to just give her, I don't even allow her head to stick out. So if she sticks her head out, I just do like a little, what I call a token slam. You could say no, and then she'll go back in there, and then guess what she gets? A reward for doing that. You always want the interaction to last, or the last interaction with her before you close the door to be super positive. So you're never using the crate when you're upset, when she's stressed out, when she's barking or whatever, just to throw her in a box and close her up to get rid of her. Every time she goes in here, it's a positive thing, and that's why she always loves to go in the crate. Therefore, the door's always closed, because if you leave it open, then you squander your greatest power, which is to control her access into her den. And she's barking at me because she's wondering, why is he talking so much? I'm sure that's what she's wondering. She's very excited. And then we usually don't have a camera person pointing the thing at us. So I always hang this little prong collar on the door. You can put the leash and the choke chain anywhere you want. I always double up with the choke chain, because if the prong collar ever comes off on the street, then of course this is always loose, and we would never use a choke chain for training. But if the prong collar ever comes off, then you don't lose the dog. That's why we use the choke chain.